James, every time we see, Greta Thunberg or a bunch of actors and actresses popping up at some climate conference here, there, or wherever, it's a bit of a laugh and we take the mickey out of it on lefty lunacy. But in fact, and there's one of these conferences virtually every year, sometimes more than that, but in fact, at each one of these, the little stranglehold is happening on our freedoms because our nations, even our so-called conservative governments, send representatives along to sit there and sign bits of paper, and every time they sign a bit of paper, you, Rita and I and the rest of the Australian public lose another freedom.
And I've got a great example of that. And by the way, isn't it great, by the way, that all of these eco-summits will now have to take place virtually because people can't travel and, they'll finally discover a video conferencing. But here's a great little example. Last year in 2019, suddenly people started talking about maybe we should start lowering speed limits all over the country and make, 40 or 30 the suburban speed limit everywhere and bring down speed limits because people drive too fast. And even the National Party was getting behind this for a time. And this came from one of these UN programs to reduce road tolls. So suddenly, it's not your state, not your locality that's setting your speed limit. It's a bunch of bureaucrats who say...
I've got to even...
Say this is how you can drive.
Rita?
Well, you look at the absolute war against plastic in the West.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't have plastic straws in California. You can't have plastic bags in our shopping centres here. And the entire issue of plastic in the oceans is surrounding a number of Asian countries and other developing countries.
That's right.
Australians don't dump their plastics in waterways. It's not something we do. The US doesn't do that. And yet we have had to change how we go about things because of these plans that will absolutely do nothing to actually reduce the problem, which is a real problem, which is plastic pollution, because they're targeted at rich Western countries, not the nations who are dumping tons of plastic into waterways. It's just madness. It's illogical.
Yeah.
And 100%.
Yet we just all blindly follow it.
You're absolutely right, Rita.